Hey everybody, it's GGB and co-host Peppers, and last week was my best week by far, getting 5.5 points. By the way, the best I could have done that week was 6.5 points. So I scored almost the highest score. Now, unfortunately, I picked Iowa over Gonzaga, and that didn't work out, and UCF beat Florida State in an upset, right? So unfortunately, I could have finished with 6.5 if I had picked that game other than the other game, but I am just proud of my performance last week. It was my best performance I think I've had as a college basketball upset of the day series. And the first week, I introduced the rule where I had to do a dare if I don't get to 3 points. I guess my subconscious was like, I don't freaking want to do a dare. So let's go through the games that happened yesterday on Sunday, and let's go over my pick for Monday. Since the week starts over, there is a chance if I don't get 3 points, which is going to be hard this week since there's no game going to be on Christmas Eve. So it makes it harder to get the 3 points, right? So this might be the week where I have to do my first dare if someone comments. If no one comments, then I'm off scot-free, I guess, since no one watches my videos. But if you comment dare, then I am in freaking trouble. But let's go over the Sunday games. You had number 9 Creighton taking on UConn. Now UConn put up a great fight, ended up only losing by 2 points in overtime, proving that Creighton is not all that great. But also UConn seems to be a pretty good basketball team this year, and I'm wondering how they do in the Big East. Going on to Illinois at number 19 Rutgers. Rutgers was able to pull it out in the end, moving to 6-0 in the year, and having Illinois fall to 5-3. And it seems pretty obvious that the Big Ten has 4 tiers. Now, I was pretty sure about this, but now I'm less sure. Now, it seems like in Tier 1 you have the top teams. You have Iowa, you have Wisconsin, and you have Michigan State. Those seem to be the top 3 teams. Now, I'll talk about Michigan State later, and it seems like an absolute disappointment of a college basketball team, and they look really good, and then they were absolutely garbage today. But then in the second tier, it seems like there's Illinois and Rutgers. Now, there's a question about which is the better, and it seems like Rutgers is the better of the 2 teams. Tier 3, you have really all the other teams, and I expected Northwestern and Nebraska to be in Tier 4, but I'll talk about Northwestern later in the episode. Then we had Oklahoma State play number 11 Texas, and it was a close game, and Texas ended up winning by a 3-pointer at the end of the game. So, Texas is a very good basketball team. As I said before, very good team this year, and it was able to pull off a tough win over a pretty good Oklahoma State Cowboys team. Now, Alcorn State played number 6 Houston, and as we expected, Houston absolutely dominated Alcorn State. Now, the upset that I didn't expect today. I expect the Creighton at UConn game to be close, and expected the Oklahoma State to Texas game to be close. I did not expect this game to be close at all. Northwestern is normally really bad at basketball. But instead of losing this one, Northwestern actually upset the Spartans today, moving to 4-1 on the year and sending Michigan State to 6-1. Now I'm really confused about the Big Ten this year. Now looking at it, obviously I think Iowa, Michigan State, and Wisconsin will probably make it, as well as Illinois and Rutgers. Those are probably my locks if I had to guess today. I also think, but other than that, I mean, there's some serious contenders other than that to make the playoffs. Ohio State's also been playing very good basketball recently. Michigan's possible top 25 team. Purdue's been playing well. Minnesota's been playing well. Penn State's been playing pretty well. Indiana's been playing really well. And then you have I expected 12 out of the 14 teams to be in playoff contention. But now, Northwestern just beat Michigan State, and it's looking like Northwestern is a possible playoff candidate. And I am very confused about what's going to happen with the Big Ten. Considering that the SEC and Pac-12 are absolute garbage fires, it's possible that we send a whole bunch. ACC and Big 12 also looking for opportunities to send a whole bunch of teams. Because, again, SEC, Pac-12, absolute, utter garbage. It's really interesting. I didn't expect that upset, to be honest, but it turned out that way, so good for the Wildcats. Let's talk about Monday. Monday's an absolute garbage pile of games, right? So we have 5 ranked teams playing today. Unfortunately, none of them have really good chance of being upset, with all of them being the smallest dog being 20-point underdogs, which is going to be the one I picked, but I'll tell you that later. We have Morehead State taking on number 24 Clemson. Now, Morehead State actually has a 4-5 record on the year, which is probably one of the better records of the teams that are playing, that are underdogs today. Actually, it is their best record. All the other teams have 1 win or 0 wins, so not a great teams to be sure, but the reason I'm not picking this one is I don't know if Clemson will actually be ranked going into next week, because Clemson did in fact lose to Virginia Tech last week. But Clemson has not lost by more than 6 this season. I don't expect them to lose to Morehead State, but it might be one of my better chances of winning it. But again, not sure if they will be ranked, so I'm not going to pick them. 5 o'clock, we have St. Joseph's playing number 10 Tennessee. Well, Tennessee lost 55-53 last time they played in 1998. Definitely doesn't seem like the same two basketball teams. St. Joseph's looks like a team destined for, not playing in the tournament, while Tennessee looks like a team that can seriously contend. Again, only SEC team that seems anywhere near decent, other than Missouri. Missouri looks pretty good. So Joseph's, on the other hand, looks like absolute and utter garbage. Gardner-Webb, which is sitting at 1-3, not doing very well on the year. Florida State just lost their first game of the year on Saturday against UCF in a very big upset. If everyone was wondering, UCF played very good basketball and it was very impressive. But Florida State also lost to UCF at basketball, not something that you normally expect from Florida State. I expect them to get a bounce-back win here, but again, I have to pick someone, so I don't know who I'm going to pick. Last regular season matchup they had ended in a 78-53 victory for the Seminoles. It was in 2010, by the way, if you're wondering. 7 o'clock, you have UAPB, University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, where Teron Armstead went to college, if you were wondering, at number 2, Baylor. Now, this is the biggest underdog of the week, being favored by 42.5 points. Not only is University of Arkansas Pine Bluff 1-7 on the year and not looking like a very good basketball team at all, but also Baylor's ranked number 2 in the country for a reason, playing some very good basketball and looking like one of the better teams in the country. Baylor is expected to again win soundly at home. 8 o'clock, we have Northwestern State taking on number 1 Gonzaga. Northwestern State, again, has a 1-7 record, while Gonzaga has 4-0 with a win over number 3 Iowa. Very impressive resume. Also 38.5-point dogs. They're desperately trying to hold on to the number 1 ranking with Baylor right on their heels. This will be on the RSNW. If you're wondering, that stands for Root Sports Northwestern. If you wanted to watch it. I don't know if you have that channel. I don't. So, the real question is, which one of these garbage teams is GGB going to pick for his upset of the day? I will gladly take the half point here. I don't think anyone's going to upset anyone today, but, I'm going to have to pick one, but I'll take my half points easy. Everybody, drum roll, please. The team GGP is going to pick is actually Gardner-Webb. Gardner-Webb's normally a decent basketball team making the playoffs some years, so I'm going to take Gardner-Webb to upset the Florida State Seminoles. Obviously, I don't think it's going to happen, but it's my best shot, so I will take the 20-point underdogs in Gardner-Webb. Hey everybody, this is GGB, Fellows Puppers, saying adios amigos and go Gardner-Webb.